What's up everybody, Scratch coming up with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Now a couple of weeks ago I made a video with champions that can solo or duo dungeons. A lot of you guys wanted to see more of that. Now this video right here is not that just yet. Before we're gonna do that, we do have to cover this criminally underrated epic champion that can solo Dragon 20 without a problem. So you don't even need insane requirements on the gear. I will show you with the gear to do it faster, or kind of with the limited gear that's gonna take you a bit longer to do it. The reason I'm doing these videos, guys, is because we're getting so many new fusions coming out, so many events that we gotta complete in a limited amount of time with a limited amount of resources. Now, resources not limited for me or Wales, but they are limited for a lot of you guys out there. You don't have enough gems, you don't have enough energy to be able to complete them all. So I kind of wanna help you to shoot two birds with one stone, right? So this champion is pretty underrated. Now the main reason why he might be underrated is because he's used in a fusion, right? So if you would have to pick in between an epic and a legendary, most probably you're gonna go for the legendary. So this champion is Torturehelm. He's used in the resin fusion, so probably you do the fusion and you kind of forget about him. You don't really want to look at him ever again. So in today's video, we're going to talk about Torturehelm. He can solo Dragon 20. But before we jump over to that, if you do enjoy the video, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel just yet. Let's jump over to it and see what he can do for us. So at the moment, we do have a Dungeon Divers event going on. We have a champion training event going on. So, like this, I can farm gear and I can level up food as well. It is a bit slower than usual, but as long as I'm doing my chores around the house, I can put this on for 20, 30 fights or load up 300, 400 energy, come back to it, swap the food. 1 hour later, 2 hours later, while I'm doing some other stuff around the house or working, I can come back and change them again, right? So, the reason why Torturehelm is so good for this is not only that he's a strong affinity, but he steals buffs, he revives with his passive, and he deals a ton of damage, right? So he's not gonna die on the waves, guys. He will die eventually at the boss, but because of it, it's not a problem, because he's gonna cycle the boss so many times with the speed he has, that he's gonna be back on full HP while the boss is gonna get his turn to do the secret skill again. So this build right here is pretty strong. We can make it with a lower budget build, to say like this. It's not hardcore, guys. Now, before we talk about the build, I just want to say a couple of things regarding mid-game, end-game, right? So mid-game in 2021, it means you beat every stage 20 and you got your arbiter. That's mid-game, okay? You're not end-game when you got your arbiter. So I see this mistake of a lot of people whining in comments, well, this gear is so hard to get, etc, etc. The reason for it is because you guys, some of you guys, I'm not talking with all of you, I'm talking with the guys whining about it, is that you guys are only buying shards and only leveling up champions without going to farm any gear. So what you should do, instead of complaining, is focus 75% of your resources into gear, 25% into buying shards, leveling up champions, getting potions for them, masteries, etc. 75% should be dedicated towards gear only. I feel like a lot of you guys are missing the essence of the game. This game is a game of gear rather than a game of champions. I know we are collecting champions, but any champion in the game, no matter how OP he sounds, without good gear, he's just trash, okay? So, gear is very important for the game, guys. I'm just saying it because I know a lot of you guys are having issues with this. They're not managing right their resources. So this is like the pro tip of the video, okay? Don't get it wrong. It's more like a tip rather than a complaint towards some of you guys. So how you guys can see, he's just wrecking them without a problem. It is a bit slow. 2 minutes is not like the most extreme time to say like this, but we can steal all those buffs from the enemies, so that can increase our crit rate, can increase our speed, can increase our attack for the A1. So because of it, we don't have to give him the most insane stats, right? I do have him built on lifesteal and an immortal set. Lifesteal is mandatory. So once we get at the boss, how you guys can see, we're gonna go on a 2-to-1 ratio compared with the boss. He's gonna get his secret skill. We're never gonna be able to block that down, right? To take it down with the hits we have without poisons. But we're gonna cycle enough that by the time he unlocks it again, we're gonna be on full HP. So He's gonna kill us, but we're gonna have our passive back on cooldown as well, because we already got the required amount of turns to be able to come back to life and clap the dragon again. We do have over 250 resistance as well to resist the poisons, the weaken, and all the rest of the debuffs from the dragon here. Accuracy wise, nothing too crazy. I will show his build in a second. Once we're gonna clap this dragon, the best time I go with him so far is 4 minutes and 20 seconds. So you see, he's not killing him just yet, but he will in a second. So once we use the A2, we're getting fully healed. Seems like we didn't got resisted there. Now getting all those weak hits on him is actually pretty dope. He's gonna die here. There we go, back on track, 2 turns already. Number 3, number 4, full HP. So now when he's gonna unlock his secret skills, we already have the passive back on track. So no matter what he's gonna do, he's still gonna lose to us. Even if he kills us like that, we are back on track, ladies and gentlemen. We might get the best time with him now. 4 minutes and 14 seconds. And we're getting a nation shard as a reward as well. Absolutely beautiful. Torturehelm with 4.2 million damage. Seems like that's all the damage we need to kill the dragon and all the waves from this stage, guys. 4.2 million. So, Torturehelm, he's been doing it for us. Now, let's have a quick look at the build. Then I'm gonna swap the build to a more budget build, to say like this. And I'm gonna show you that you can do it as well. But it's gonna take like 10 plus minutes. So let me just find Torturehelm quick. Where are you hiding? He does have a pretty good aura for it as well. So here he is. Torturehelm. He's a HP based champion, guys. Now I 6-star him. I don't regret it. I will use him for the Doom Tower as well, where we have a secret room only with HP champions. So he's gonna come in handy there as well. So it's not a waste at all. For whoever is not familiar with the skills, because you just use him for the fusion and forgot about it, is Pillage. Attacks one enemy, has a 50% chance of stealing one random buff from the target. Damage is proportional to attack and defense. Now here, I haven't really bothered to focus either attack, either defense. We're going to talk about it once we talk about the stats. Bloodlust, on a 3-turn cooldown fully booked, attacks one enemy. Damage is proportional to this champion's max HP and increases according to the number of dead allies. So you want all the food you're carrying with you to die, because he's gonna get extra damage from here. Then the passive, Unkillable, on 3 turns cooldown, revives this champion with 50% HP when killed. Pretty badass, coming back with HP and on every 3 turns, right? That's pretty good. Then we have the aura, increases ally HP in dungeons by 33%. Now this only affects the base stats. This 20k HP, he has pretty high base stats. So 20k HP, 800 attack, almost 1.1k defense, 96 speed, basic crit rate, 60 crit damage, 30 resistance. We start with 0 accuracy. So total stats on him, we have 61k HP, 1.8k attack, 2.6k defense, 219 speed, 105 crit rate, 221 crit damage, 328 resistance, 114 accuracy, and we're still stealing the buffs from the enemies without getting resisted. So that means over 110 accuracy and you're fine to go with the waves. You don't need accuracy for the boss because you have nothing to steal from the boss. So we have crit damage gloves, HP chest piece, speed boots. That's the weapon. We have the helmet and we have the shield here as well. That's the ring, crit damage amulet, and we have a resistance banner for him. So masteries that we have on him, guys, he is fully booked. Of course, he requires 8 books, the champion, so not a tons of books either. We have offense and defense 3. We got retribution for counter attack, either though I kind of feel like defense masteries are not really helping him a lot because he doesn't really get to counter attack. I haven't seen him to counter attack very often, or maybe not at all. But on the offense 3, there are kind of a few key masteries here. So you do want to get deadly precision. Grim Resolve, that's going to help you a lot actually, because you're going to be on lower HP for a lot of time. Keen Strike, Life Drinker, super important. Single Out, Cycle of Violence, important as well to decrease the cooldown on his A2. Bring It Down. Then we get Kill Streak, again is going to help us a lot with the damage. Now we could get Wrath of the Slain as well, get 10% more damage instead of Bring It Down, but I feel like Bring It Down is going to be just better for the long run. Methodical increases the damage inflicted by this champion's default skill. And tier 6 we have War Master. Then all the way down to Retribution on the defense tree. So in between Bring It Down, 6% damage on targets with higher max HP, or Wrath of the Slain, right? Increases damage inflicted by 5 for each dead ally, stacks up to 10. So because it doesn't really specify it if it's per round or a no, so the thing that I'm trying to say here is I'm going the first round, I'm stacking up the damage to 10%, but then I'm starting the next round. If I have no allies to die there, I don't think I'll be benefiting from these masteries. So, because I have no other allies to die on the second round and the third round. So that's the reason why I'm not picking this mastery, okay? I'm not 100% sure if it works like that or no. I haven't asked Plarium about confirmation for it either. So the reason for it, I'm going to bring it down. It's more safe for me. I know 100% exactly what's gonna happen with that. Torturehelm itself looks pretty good, but I'm gonna change the build on him, guys, and take him in for another spin. So I changed the build on him. I lowered his stats, guys. I will fast forward the whole run because I don't want to get stuck here for so many minutes. It will take a bit longer than it was taking before. He doesn't have full crit rate anymore. We dropped the defense, the resistance, the HP, everything on him by quite a bit. You do have to maintain the speed though. So I think 205 plus speed, 210 plus speed is the key where you want to be with the speed. No lower than that, because that's kind of like what's going to create you problems. But once this run is done, we're going to check over the whole build on him. So there we are, we've done it in 5 minutes and 54 seconds with lower requirements on the gear. I will show you the gear now. So how you've seen, he started dying a bit earlier, he started dying on the waves as well because we didn't have full crit rate on him, but he's still done the job, right? So you can lower the gear requirements a bit more and you're probably gonna do it in like 12 minutes, 14 minutes, 10 minutes, 8 minutes, depending by the gear you're having. But the main idea is that he can do it, guys. So probably I would not suggest you to lower the crit rate a lot because it might have a chance to fail. You definitely don't want this to take you into the failure situation, but you want him to be reliable enough to do it. So for that, I feel like you do need to have as much crit rate as possible. I'd rather have lower stats on the rest, like crit damage, lower resistance, lower HP, defense, attack, but I would try to have the crit rate and speed. Speed is the most important thing on him. So we have no ring, we have no amulet. Total stats, we have 55k HP, so we drop like what, 7k HP, we drop like 500 defense, we dropped a bit of attack. Speed, I think we dropped barely any. We dropped 10 crit rate, we dropped lots of crit damage, so we dropped like what, 55 crit damage I think, we dropped like 60 resistance, and accuracy wise we're pretty much the same masteries, we haven't changed anything there. But how I said, you are able to lower the stats a bit even more than this. So it's not all about having legendary epic gear, guys, okay? Just play around with it. You will eventually find the sweet spot to make it work for you accordingly with the gear you have. Now, that was all for the video, guys. Hope you do enjoy Torturehelm. He can have some use finally. He can help you out to do these events together, save you some resources. But if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe for more content, turn on notifications to see when we upload next, and I'll see you all soon on another video. Till then, peace out.